Number one. Number one wedge issue for conservatives in urban areas, it's about education. It's a sensitive issue, especially for Democrats. And black education, even more sensitive. So it gets press. But I don't care that much about press. I care about votes and I care about black families. You do too. Democrat leaders clearly do not. And I certainly don't care about how mesmerized white progressives view this. Black families have been on the short end of urban education for 60 years. Again, it was better for them in the 1950s. Ask Thomas Sowell, or better, read Thomas Sowell. He's even more passionate about choice in schools than I am. But I'm pretty strong because choice inherently is good, and choice in maybe the most important thing that parents can give to their children, a good education. It's been deprived by Democrats for political reasons. And it can be ended. That's what's beautiful. It's policy which can change in an instant. Right now, black families get the short end of the stick. But choice in schools allows them to move in the district, move their kid whilst living in the district to another district, or set up their own school with funds. What funds? The same funds that are right now going to corrupt administrators, or if not corrupt, stupid, if not stupid, ineffective at solving problems. And so giving the money to parents who are passionate about problems, their own problems, but it's combined with other like-minded parents to form a school. It doesn't even have to be in an existing school building. In north part of Hartford, I've monitored a wonderful school that got started almost 20 years ago, and I saw when they were in almost a trailer of the buildings that started, and now they're a flourishing success, Breakthrough Magnet School. In Hartford especially, the short end of the stick has been exacerbated by this ludicrous inability to comply with law. Sheff versus O'Neill, litigation that's been going on for 40 years to have black children in better schools. It hasn't gone very far, and that could be ended right away. You hear Democrats say, oh, we'll fix it. But they don't really want to fix it because the unions that have been in lockstep voting Democrat, 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 they don't want that change, because with choice in schools comes a threat to the not so good teachers. It's a wonderful thing for parents because it gets you better teachers. We know that. It needs to be made an issue. I am one candidate who will be making it an issue. It is my number one. I happen to be an educator anyway, so I have some extra cred, but any parent has that cred. Any parent who would prefer to see a suburban education offered in the inner city, it can be done. And if it can't be done fast enough, you get to go to the suburbs, armed with $20,000 per child. Parents can do well for their kids with that kind of money. And when administrators might be deprived of that money, $20,000 per kid, they'll probably shape up their schools right in the neighborhood in the first place. Those that they don't shape up will see a drain of children from that school. Good, that school might fail. The threat of failure, I think, is the best thing. But even if a school does fail in, say, 2 or 3 years, good for those kids, because then they will be going to a better school. I would love to see more conservative candidates making this a prominent issue. Whether you're urban or suburban, making this an issue is huge. Choice in schools for everyone. It goes beyond African Americans. It makes sense. It doesn't cost the state any money. It simply deprives some fat cat administrators of automatic money and puts it in the hands of parents who do know best where to use it. I'm Mark Stewart.